evening, everyone, and welcome to All Four Back here on this Friday night. I'm, of course, Oxford Dragons rider Chester 430, joined, as always, by Newcastle Wolves rider Had. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, all.
Welcome to Shawfield Panthers rider Shads. Good evening.
Hi, everyone. How you doing?
And it is a welcome back to our wonderful producer who missed last week. We'll welcome in Tank from the Spartans. Good evening, Tank.
Good evening.
So, chaps, we are thoroughly into our season now. A lot of action's been taking place over the last couple of days. So the rundown we have for tonight's show is we look back on week 5 of the British League. We have Shads' Rider of the Week. We have a league table update after week 5. We have the all-important BGP and SCS round 3 draw from Big Gosh. And we look ahead to week 6 of the British League. So without any further ado, we're going to crack on with the first match of the evening, which was the Poole Cowboys taking on the Newcastle Wolves. And it was the away team with a narrow 2-point victory by 46 points to 44. Of course, the big talking point for the Cowboys was the return of Sudden Rotten into the team. Had you were in this match after 3, but it was fair to say that you had some big backup there from Owen, scoring 12 from reserve. So all in all, it was a good match for you boys.
Yeah, I mean the lads done really well. To be fair, Owen definitely deserved them extra rides. You had obviously the 2 rider replacement rides as well. And him and Ads seemed to link up pretty well when they ride together. So that seems to be working so far. Obviously Ads and Sis as well scoring double figures. I won't mention anything about my score because let's just not go there.
Between the 4 of us, we scored 5 points last week.
Yeah,
yeah, not the greatest of weeks for the All Four Back podcast members. Hopefully that will be rectified next week. Hopefully.
Yeah, just I don't know because we had the practice meeting the week before, and I did pretty well, and then coming into this, I just every server, everything I tried, I just lagged. First race, I was all up for 2 laps, and then second race, I got put in the grass. A bit of a domino effect into bend 2, and I went in the grass, and then last one I just couldn't get past JC's rear end, shall we say. But no, it's all sorted now. New cables I've tested it out. Seems pretty good. Yeah, exactly. My old one was a bit split, shall we say. So no more excuses going forward.
Just in time for the BGP, the SCS and the match against the Dragons on Monday. So something to look forward to, I guess, for that one.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, Shads, as a neutral, we like seeing close matches, don't we, in this league? So a 46-44 going right down to Heat 15. What were your thoughts on it, like in terms of from a neutral?
We've seen a lot of close meetings this season, apart from the Panthers ones. Never more than 4 points in this meeting. I'd love to have seen this streamed. I watched a few of the recordings, and good to see Ads has sorted his internet out because he was lagging quite a bit. I think last season he had a few issues, so he's got his Ethernet cable sorted, so he's fine now. And Hads as well, you got yours sorted out. It's great to have a reserve like Owen who can score you 12 points.
Yeah.
Badger wasn't really missed, as far as I can tell from that. Yeah, and then to win at the Champions, good effort. I mean, it looked like Rotten was going to go through the card and after his first 3 rides, and then 2 last places. So whether he's average fiddling already, I don't know.
I think it was that. I think it was that 350.
It wouldn't be a Cowboys team without someone average fiddling.
I think he's riding that 250cc bike in his last 2 races, which cost him.
Yeah, maybe.
To be fair, I think the last heat 15. If you watch heat 15, Scissor just knocks him out the way going into the last two bends and gets past him for the third spot. So
What you mean? Sizzler didn't gate.
not in that one, I don't think.
Blimey. that's a rarity.
Yeah, it is. To be fair, he does make a change, but nah, it was a really good meeting. To be fair, issues aside, that's all three meetings now we've had 46, 44. So yeah, it's just proving how. After me, I think the draft has worked so far.
Yeah. Even
In
after
that
all the
respect,
controversy,
yeah.
even after all the controversy last week that we talked about it, but it seems to be working well. But yeah, it was a great win there for Newcastle, taking the 2-point victory over the champions, as you said, by 46 points to 44. And of course, now the party rolls on for the Cowboys. They face a tough match at the Panthers, and the Wolves take on the Dragons next week. So all to look forward to. Our second match on the evening was the Powder Hall Scorchers, as they took on the Shortfield Panthers, and this one was a bit more one-sided. The Powder Hall Scorchers running out 53-37 winners. And again, big reserve score for David No Fear there, 13 plus 1 from 6. And a new track record as well from Cam, getting it in Heat 13 there, so congrats to Cam. Shads, well, in fact, you had the same score that I did on Monday, so yeah, and in the same races as well, the 0-2-0-0.
I had an extra race as well.
No, we both had 4, I think, because I had a right replacement, didn't I? Yeah.
They didn't take you out for a change. That makes the change. That's nice.
No, they put Heppel in 12. That'll be on the next slide.
Oh,
But for yourself, 53-37, not the result you wanted.
Nah.
But obviously a tough track to go to with Powder Hall, and they've got some really good riders that can score points. So you were up against it from the start, weren't you?
Well, we felt quite comfortable with practice. I mean, we were fairly confident going in, but it just didn't happen on the night. We just didn't ride that right up to the line, up to the fence like you should do there. It's good. It's great to see Bewitcher and Lofty actually scoring some points this week, but unfortunately the rest of the team let them down. It's been the other way around in recent meetings, and Bewitcher and Lofty haven't scored as they should in their position, and we've chipped in. But it was the opposite this week. We just didn't get to grips with it. I mean, I was in scoring positions and then made silly mistakes. I think it was heat. I think one of the heats. I think it was heat 8. Me and Capes were on a 5-1, and then on the last bend, my finger started slipping off the key, and then it completely slipped off the key, and I went walkabout, and then Smiler and David No Fear got past me. But I don't think it would have made much difference to the score because we used a tactical in the next race and got a 5-1, so the score would probably been about the same.
One-sided for you guys. So a bit one-sided.
Yeah, it wasn't the greatest night, but looking forward to getting back home tomorrow and putting it right.
Yeah, definitely. Had as a neutral, I say Powder Hall was a very difficult track to go to. That's why they picked it. So your thoughts on Powder Hall and Shawfield?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, first of all, I think Powder Hall's a good little tricky track. I don't think a lot of teams now Scorchers have got bedded in a bit more at home or get too much out of them at home. They even had the luxury of having Westy Boy as a guest who's been scoring for fun, only scoring 1 point.
That was a surprise. That was a surprise there.
But they've got some good pairings there. I mean, Jan and Mareki at 3 and 4. I mean, that's just really good pairing to have in that middle of that team, backing up Limo.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, obviously, the Panthers. I think it was Shads who said earlier in the week it was a lot. They thought that actually rode quite well It was just that the powder wall was that dialed in at home now that they're always going to be tough to beat. And David, no fear. I think it was the last time when Dynamite rode there. I looked the other day and he averaged over 8 points at home meetings. So to have him at reserve and scoring that many points is going to be it's going to be key for them, definitely.
Yeah, completely agree there. Of course, having someone that can score points is critical in games like this. Of course, then Powder Hall, they take that momentum now, going to the Spartans on Sunday, which we'll get into a little bit more later in the show.
Did you want to talk about the track record that Neville?
The track record? Oh, yeah, the track record with Cam. Yes, congrats to Cam for getting the track record there. And of course, Heat 13, a big race to get it in, and he goes and gets the track record. So
can we erase it from the history books?
Why?
Because
is this part of the rant? Is it?
Well, a little bit.
Yeah.
Here we go. Right. Fasten your seatbelts, folks. It's now time for Shaz's rant of the week.
Well, no, Hads is in the chair.
Oh, Hads.
No,
go for it, mate.
Obviously,
I'm amazed that we're still allowing people waiting 5 minutes for someone to come into the server because someone else is using the laptop. I mean,
yeah.
You know, it's if it was, and it's happened loads of times, someone's internet drops just before the race, and they're excluded for 2 minutes. But we can hang around for 5 minutes waiting for someone because they're sharing a laptop, and someone's in another meeting racing. I mean, you could just stick a reserve in. You know, you were 12. There were 12 points ahead at the time. There's no reason why they just couldn't stick David No Fear in. He'd only had 6 rides, or Westy Boy had 3 rides.
Yeah,
that's more. I mean, if it happens next week that someone, oh, hang on a minute, my wife's calling me, or one of the kids is crying. Can you wait 5 minutes for me? It wouldn't happen, would it?
Yeah, that is true.
You've got to be consistent with the rules. The rules say you've got 2 minutes to get into a server for when the heat's called. 30 seconds between heats. That's what referees are told to do. 30 seconds between heats to allow for any changes, and then call the 2 minutes, and then that's it.
Yeah.
To me, and it's not sour grapes because we were losing anyway. It wouldn't have made any difference to the score or to the result. But you've got to be fair to everyone. You can't treat people differently because they're sharing a laptop.
I think we need a GoFundMe account so we can actually allow them to have both of them have a laptop.
Maybe taking another paper round or something.
That seems to be the only logical. Say Jan's made a good point there in the chat. Yes, and the referee. This shouldn't even be a discussion. Only other option is not to do the meeting simultaneously. That I can agree with, Jan. I can agree with, but of course they agree the times and the meeting. So effectively,
you shouldn't be working the meeting around 2 people out of 50 people.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I thought that one of the reasons why we took away the first Ben rules to make the meetings run quicker. There won't be any delays. But then we had a 5-minute delay. But hey ho, I mean, I didn't miss anything. There was nothing on telly, so there was no problem. My meeting was over by 11 anyway.
To be honest, I think if it was the other way around and the referees were the other way around, because this was the 2 meetings on one, obviously, I'm not saying I would have, but I'd be more inclined to see that Squall may have excluded Cam. But we'll never know.
No, we will never know. We'll never know that. Yeah, but it is what it is. But then, of course, this is what happens when people share the same laptop and they're in different teams, and it's something's got to be done in that situation because it's going to be nearly every other week sort of thing. But I mean, of course, that's that's been and done. This is now. So it was a great win for the Scorch by 53 points to 37. And so let's quickly move on. So the match that was streamed on Monday was that of the Oxford Dragons taking on the Somerset Spartans, and this one was a very, very good match. Not for the reserve at number 7 for the Dragons, but it was the Spartans led most of the match. It was only the last few heats where the Spartans sort of lost it and the Dragons sort of punished them for it. Tank, I'm gonna bring you in if I can, mate. Not the greatest of meetings for you, but I mean, to be fair, what a meeting you guys had to push the Dragons all the way.
Yeah, we were quite confident that we'd get something from it, and I'd say ultimately we probably would have done, but there was, as will be pointed out, there was a few first game things that kind of went against us. And also I think my low scoring, that's the worst I've scored since season 18. And I remember them. Well, I don't remember the meeting very well, but all I know is that Alan McNally outscored me. So, but
Right.
yeah, we were in the same
Oh,
team that
Alan.
night. But no, as I say, I started the meeting well. You'd never know by my score on that, but I still blame Squall on that. It's his fault. I got that low score because he passed me on bend 4 twice on the run into the line. So, but I can't. It's frustrating.
It's that diet
we
you've been
lost.
on. That diet you've been on.
It
You've lost
might,
that
yeah, it
backside.
must be. Yeah. But yeah, we should have come away with something, and we were confident. But we're pleased we pushed it as far as we did. And it just goes to show you can beat anyone when you do try. So we'll put it right next week because we felt good last, with this one. So next week we'll go again, and I'm definitely not gonna get a one point next week. That is for sure.
well, the thing is that you guys led up until heat 11.
Yeah.
So when you were seeing that score, you're thinking to yourself, "Come on, guys, we can do this. We can beat these guys." It's like because you had TJ Griffiths in there as a guest, and he was literally he flew from his first race. Getting that 4-2 with you. But I said the one thing I will say, and forgive me for being biased here. I have to admit, right? We were in the presence of greatness on that Monday night. For those that didn't see it, Heat 10, which was the race that Tank was talking about.
13.
No, I think it was it. Was it 13 or was it Heat 10?
Yeah.
13.
13. He was off gate 2.
13. Yeah, Heat. Sorry, my apologies. Heat 13. I'm getting ahead of myself. Heat 13. Steph missed the start. He was about 4 or 5 bike lengths behind, and the bugger still won the race. It was absolutely superb. I mean, I'm gonna bring in first if I can, mate, for that. As a neutral from streaming that. I mean, what a race that was.
Yeah, I mean, firstly, obviously, the stream seemed to go down pretty well. But I think it was by the end of lap 2 he was actually in the lead. Somehow. So I don't know idea how he does it.
Do we have the footage or not?
Yeah.
I don't think we have, do we?
Sure. But to be fair, I think it was a harsh on the Spartans. Sorry, I've just read Wayne's comment there.
Now.
As you said, up until Heat 12, that 5-1, and then it just seemed to downhill from there. But even in Heat 15, because the 3-3 had been enough to get a point for the Spartans, which I think it had probably been deserved. But obviously, that one race can make all the difference, as we know. And to be honest, Dan, I know you wasn't happy with your score. I mean,
No.
but heat 1, the first 3 laps, you did nothing wrong whatsoever. I mean, you was holding them off, and it was a 5-1 at one point for like most of the race. And then obviously you got that second in your second one. I think I'm trying to think which other one it was that you rode in. If was it heat 8, I think, as well, or was it?
Yeah, I was in 8. Yeah.
One of the other ones. I mean, you was like second or third all the way, and it was just the one little bend. I think you turned slightly too early.
Yeah, bend
into
3.
bend
Yeah.
3. I think that was heat 8. Yeah, I think when Skyrider and Westy was behind you.
Yeah.
But to be fair, you're putting yourself in them positions, and the next time, obviously, that don't happen. You're getting more points. To be fair, so
Yeah, I think I dropped about 5 points during that night, and it was dejecting a little bit. I mean, having beating DL Shaw, who's no like spring chicken, like one of the top number ones in the league for like 3.5 laps, and then losing it on the run to the line. That was a bit of a nightmare. I was worried about Heat 2 because I know that Westy Boy was going to be a prolific scorer, and of course he won that race quite comfortably. I couldn't get near him. And of course,
Great for my fantasy team.
it went downhill from there. So a bit disappointing about the score. But Heppel was he was flying. Came in at the right time. And he was back to his brilliant best. I feel 7+4 from 5 rides is very rare that he gets that many points at home. Maybe he's getting maybe a couple less or something like that. But we'll take the win. I mean, Spartans didn't make it easy for us, but those last sort of 3-4 races, we sort of clawed it back and got the win. But yeah, congrats for Spartans for giving us a decent match. And yeah, well, good luck for the rest of the season. And also on that same night we had the silver helmet as well. Stephen 101 was defending it against DL Shaw, and DL took him on a clear 2-0 victory. So DL Shaw is the new silver helmet holder, and by my calculations, he will defend the silver helmet if he rides, of course, on Sunday when the Scorchers visit Somerset. So whoever top scores for the Scorchers will have his work cut out, because I hear that DL's been scoring quite prolifically at the Oak Tree this season. So of course we'll get all in the details of that one in a few minutes' time on the second part of the show. Now, before we have our Rider of the Week, we're going to have before the league table, my apologies, we have the Rider of the Week. So, Shads, it is over to you, my good sir.
Oh, this is a tough one this week. I had to think long and hard about this. I mean, you got Stephen 101, paid 13, DL Shaw is 11 points. Westy, my fantasy reserve, is 8+1. Bobby adds back to his best. Sizzler, of course, as usual, scoring double figures. And Owen, he's paid 15 from 7 rides. But it was so tempting to give it to Stefan just for that heat 13. But I'm going to give my Rider of the Week this week to another reserve who's scoring prolifically. I'm going to give it to David No Fear.
David No Fear from the Scorchers takes the Rider of the Week this week. So big congrats to him. Congrats to David. So now we have the league table. So after that win, the Dragons maintain top spot by 2 points over the Powderhall Scorchers. Newcastle currently in third place. Joint second with Powderhall on 6 points. Somerset Spartans currently in fourth place on 5. Poole Cowboys currently on 2 points in fifth, and Shawfield yet to trouble the scorers, currently with no points. But it's still early days, and I'll bring you in first if I can, mate. The league table after 3 matches. Your boys looking quite comfortable there in second, in joint second with the Scorchers. big match coming up on Monday as well for a chance to get some more points on the board.
Yeah, definitely. We've looked obviously winning the 2 away matches has helped massively. Hopefully now we're a bit more dialed in as a team at home, we can get the home wins on the board, and that should push us up a little bit higher. To be honest, I mean, I think we were unlucky. The last home meeting, nothing went for us whatsoever. So if that turns around, hopefully we can beat your Dragons on Monday, Mister Dan.
Well, we'll soon
that
find
grass
out, mate.
tastes nice as Newcastle, by the way. I shouldn't have.
Well, I've yet to race at Newcastle, so I don't know the line very much. I'm going to have to get some practice in on maybe Sunday. I don't know yet.
You're just asking me.
Tank Somerset currently 4th, 5 points. As I said, it's still a long way to go. Your thoughts going into this week's league action?
Yeah, I think we're in kind of like a prime position for any slip-ups, but we back ourselves at home, and obviously a good result against Scorchers will see us obviously jump up. So going quite well, and it's nice to actually, if like a points difference in terms of level on points, we've got no, and that we're on 0 points difference because we've got same for and against. So it should, lead us to go well. But we're confident we'll go up the table, and after this week.
Yeah, and Shads, dare I say, Shawfield at the bottom there.
We're laughing for. We're laughing for.
It's
Why are you laughing?
not intentional, mate. Not intentional.
Don't take the piss, mate.
Oh dear. Say long way to go yet, Shads. Your thoughts going into this week?
Yeah, it's a long season, isn't it? When you're bottom of the league with no points. I'm going to stick my neck out, and I'll say we're going to get our first point of the season on Sunday. I'm not saying we'll win. I'm saying we'll get our first point for the season. I do fancy us to. I think this would be it'll be a close meeting. All of our home meetings are pretty close, but I think fancy us to win this week. I really do. I haven't got a prediction right yet.
I'm sure you will, mate. I'm sure you will.
Yeah, we've got everyone's available, so we've got
Yeah.
Capes has got a bit of a selection headache. So yeah, Capes and Scotty have to sort that one out. Who's going to sit out?
Well, we'll soon find out. We'll get into the previews in the second part of the show. Gives us a chance now to have our break, as we always do, midway through the show. When we come back, we're going to have the all-important BGP and SCS draws for the Bidgosh GP track. And then we'll have the league previews coming up on Sunday and Monday. So stick around. We'll see you in a little bit. You are listening to All Four Back, your weekly Friday entertainment broadcasting all of SCS action, STS action. And we're now going to go on to the BGP and SCS draws for round 3 of the BGP and SCS, taking place at Big Gosh GP on the 9th of March. Of course, we had well, let's just say last round 2's track was a bit of a nightmare, wasn't it, for some people? Hopefully this one's going to be a bit more entertaining. We all know how good Big Gosh can be IRL, but then obviously how it's going to be in digital form, we never know. So, without any further ado, we'll have the draw up on screen. This is all where you'll be riding in the order for the 9th of March. So, first up, and it will be Stephen 101 goes in at number 1. So an early start there. If he does, yeah, if he does. He'll be joined in heat 1 by Sizzler. So Sizzler there goes into number 2. It's on to number 3. And that will be Dret Lotka. It was almost Squall there, so it would have been an early Dragons versus Wolves clash there in heat 1. But Dret Lotka goes in at number 3. Join them in heat 1, riding at 4 will be Racer Ryan. So Racer Ryan at number 4.
Good start, that.
Yeah. So starting up heat 2 at number 5, it will be number 33. It's on the board. He'll be joined in heat 2, riding at number 6. By SCS runner-up from last season, Wolfie. So number 7. Will be Craig. Goes in at number 7. Joining them in heat number 2, riding at number 8. It will be Hobnob. So up a couple of decent first couple of races there. Moving to heat 3 and riding at number 9. Will be the Dragons captain, Squall. He'll be joined at number 10. Still some big names to be drawn out here. So Bobby goes in at number 10. It's already a tasty looking heat number 3 there. And number 11. It will be Stefan. So Stefan goes in at number 11. First race against his captain, who joins them. Will be the SCS champion from last year, Mackinnon. So good news, Shad. You haven't been drawing the first couple of races there, mate, so you're all right.
Yeah. Marvellous.
So number 13 will be number 13, Powers 84. Three to go. 14. So 2 more to go. Fakey or yourself, Shads, place your bets. Who's it going to be? It is Fakey. So Fakey goes in at number 15, which leaves Shads
Well, that's
at
good.
number
That's
6,
good
number
news.
16.
That's good news. That makes my last heat 18, so I can get my bikes packed away and sod off home.
Wow. So there we go. The draw for the BGP round 3 at Bidgosh is complete. As we take a look at the program for that, and for you, Hads, as a neutral, what heat stands out for you the most?
Let's just have a quick look. Apart from Heat 1, I think Heat 12.
Heat 12. Have a look. Powis, Racer Ryan, Bobby, and oh, that's a very good one.
And you got Heat 14, Sizzler, Powis, and Stefan alongside Hobnob.
No pressure, Hobnob.
Heat,
Pass
No
for the
pressure.
win.
7, you got
No
heat
pressure.
7. You got the two Swedish guys in heat 7 against Stefan and Craig.
Oh, that'll be a tough one.
Yeah,
Very
Lockers
nice.
looking pretty decent considering he's not racing in the league this year. Usually, when we're not racing in the league, they're a bit rusty. He's holding his own.
He is indeed. Shad, your thoughts going into this meeting? Of course, I say you've got two gate 4s in this meeting. Of course, I said your heat 18 is your last one, and it's not the easiest for you. Sizzler, Craig, and
None of them are easy. None of them have been
Paul.
easy so far. No, I've not been on the track yet. I've not looked at it. Hopefully, there's not as many holes in it as there was at the last one we raced on. I should imagine being a Polish track is a big, fast, wide track. From what I remember from fun servers, when we used to have fun servers.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think qualification for next season is going to be it's going to be out the window. So just enjoy it. A break. I mean, we're not in the cup the following week, so I've got a week off, so I can concentrate on that as opposed to concentrating on riding the next league track, which is the following week. So yeah, look forward to it.
Well, I'm sure we'll have all the build-up and reaction same night as the BGP. Do we know who the wild card is for the SCS?
It's Hutty.
Hutty.
Hutty goes in as the wild card. So hey, he's been scoring well, especially last week. So hopefully he'll be scoring some big points this one. So without any further ado, let's have the draw for the SCS. So Wayne goes in at number 1 now. He'll be joined in Heat 1 by Lango. Of course, Lango has actually stepped away from league racing this year, concentrating only on the SCS, but it's nice to see him still within the SCS game. So get on your Lango.
I think he said he was riding in the SCS. He wasn't going to pull out.
Yeah, he's put out the league, not the SCS.
Yeah. He's staying in the SCS.
Yeah. So B Witcher goes in at number 3. And that will be Skyrider. My God, those comments about me and about me talking about Stefan. So at number 5 goes Westy Boy. Number 6 will be Capesy. Number 7, it will be a man who's on form this last couple of weeks. That's Jan. Nice to see Jan back in the game after a couple of years away. Hasn't lost it, that's for certain. And there's the wild card. Hutty goes in at number 8. Number 9, almost halfway through. Hey, there you go, Hads. Number 9.
It's not heat one this time.
I think that's 2 gate 2s. I think.
2
or
gate
3s.
1s.
Oh, 2 gate 1s. Ah.
I'm
So,
not sure
number
if that's
10. It'll be JC. Well, normally the longer the name is, the smaller the writing gets. So of course, because it's just JC, that's why it's so big.
Should have put Joycey.
Alan's not here though. So Cam goes in at number 11. So what does that mean? Where is Rico going to end up? Because they'll have to share a laptop, as they always do.
That's a.
So it's not yet. It's Scotty B goes in at number 12.
I mean, that's the toughest first heat you can have there.
We've got to do a GoFundMe account for Cam and Rico to get separate laptops. So Rico goes in at number 13. We haven't had a guest on for a while, have we, guys? Going to try and get one on at some point. Number 14, the early pace setter, Big Slow Caney. Number 14. It's number 15. 2 more to go. Oh, right on the edge there, Ben Thompson. David No Fear going in at number 16. So, SCS lineup complete there, even though the graphic says BGP lineup. But that was the SCS draw. So yeah, as I say there, had 2 gate 1s, you were right. Your thoughts going into this one as going into BGP? Oh, sorry, SCS round 3.
Always score as many more points than I did in the last round, which is obviously I scored 5 and then a 6. So obviously, hopefully it can only go up. Start scoring a bit more, and I'll get closer to that qualification spaces, and hopefully the track's a good one for myself. Obviously, the track wasn't great for most people in the last round, but I need a good round to get myself back in the mix, I think.
Yeah, because the SCS has been quite a challenging one for a lot of people, of course, to be it's like the step below going into the BGP. So I guess for you, it's like more track time needed, and just to see how far you get in the series. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, obviously doing the practice as well with the other guys in the team only helps most, but obviously Power and Sizzler doing really well in the GPs so far. So hopefully with the issues sorted out, I can give it a good go this time and try and get into the semi-finals.
Mm-hmm. Shad, your thoughts as a neutral perspective here, the SCS. Your thoughts on this one. Who do you think is going to have the best chance?
Yeah, it's a quality. It's definitely a quality field. it's already starting to take shape at the top. Can Jan do? I think Jan only dropped a point in his last in the last round from his 7 rides, and JC's dropped down to the SCS this season, so his form has been pretty good this season. So looking forward to a really interesting end to the rounds. I mean, we're not even halfway through yet, and it's still anyone's at the top. I mean, you can even go down to Cam in 5th. He's only 10 points off of Jan, and he can easily claw that back. I still say it's between one of the top 5.
Yeah. Well, I say we will have a full preview of the BGP and the SCS rounds in next week's show. Action for this evening, and that is the previews for the upcoming league fixtures. So the first one up on Sunday, the 2nd of March at 8:30, we will see the Somerset Spartans taking on the Powder Hall Scorchers. Tank, I'm going to bring in if I can, mate. Home match for you guys. What's your thoughts going into the in this one? Of course, it's a must-win for you guys after last week's defeat.
Yeah, it's obviously must win. Want to make sure we get the win and not obviously have anything happen that makes us lose it like it did this week. Not let the heads drop. We'll just go into it clear-minded. We can do it at home. We're confident, and we'll see. Yeah, it'll be a tough one because Scorchers won't, they won't lie down, and we've already experienced them and in the knockout cup, so we know what they can do. So yeah, it's kind of like a bit of payback for the knockout cup in some respects. So it should be an interesting one.
Had your thoughts? Of course, what you're expecting of being this as a neutral?
I think it'll be definitely another close one. Obviously the Scorchers won there last time, I believe, in the cup. So I think it all depends on the line. We haven't seen Neil very much of it, obviously. I know Mackinnon, he fell asleep, didn't he, last time? For the GP. He had the JC-itis, falling asleep. But I think obviously down there, Westy Boy at number 7, always going to score good points, especially at home. But will he have it all his own way this time with David No Fear also been scoring points for fun? So I'm going to sit on the fence. I'm going to do a tank and sit on the fence and say draw for this one.
Well, I will say Heat 2. If you've got David No Fear and Westy Boy, have been both scoring really well. That Heat 2 is going to be very, very competitive.
Yeah.
Shads, your thoughts? How do you see this match going? Of course, you've got DL Shaw, who's the defending silver helmet holder, so you'll have to defend that as well. If he rides, and so he'll be going in. Your thoughts on this one?
Well, crikey, this one could go either way. I'll say the top end are pretty much even. I think in the middle of the team, I think you're going to find that Scorchers are slightly stronger. Reserves about the same. Westy Boys flying, especially at home. Crikey. I'm gonna go for a 2-point win.
Is that home or away?
I don't know yet.
Oh, so you don't want to sit on the fence like Hads and Tank does, and go for a draw.
I'm predicting a win. But I just don't know who
you just don't know who.
I just don't know who. If Ryan has one of his good meetings and not one of his nightmare meetings, I can see the Spartans just nicking it, but it won't be by much.
Wow.
2 points for the Spartans.
Well, of course, if anyone is on the SCS predictions tab, seen all the results, they're giving it a lot of close matches, I do feel. So We'll soon find out. So, taking place on the same night as Spartans and Scorchers, it is the Panthers against the Cowboys. And I think I'll start off by saying that if Shawfield's 1 and 5 can start scoring points at home, I think they can win this one. I really think because I'm pretty sure if they can have a decent first ride, set their tone, I think the Panthers could win this. I really think even though Cowboys have got 3 really good heat leaders in Bobby, Craig, and Sun Rotten, I still think that if Panthers can get their act together after Heat 1, I think they can do it. It might not be much, but I still think they can probably do it. I would say 3 to 5 point swing in the Panthers' favour. Get it done, Panthers. Get it done.
That's jinxed. Cheers.
That's brave, isn't it? Had your thoughts, Panthers and Cowboys?
Yeah, definitely what you say about the top two for the Panthers. They scored better last week. If they can do that at home, definitely and get the gating gloves on, because it's not much of a line, I don't think. Obviously from riding there. But I think the key for the Panthers again is going to be the middle of that team. Cappy and Scotty seem to have a good understanding in the middle. Whether Capesy will keep those together, we'll have to wait and see. And I think Shad's mentioned something about Capesy might have a dilemma with the team or something as well. So we'll have to wait and see how that one goes. But for the Cowboys, obviously, Rossi hasn't been around too much. He did a guest appearance for somebody last week. But I just think that for that top 5 of the Cowboys is going to be tough to beat wherever you go. I'm probably just going to give it nick just to the Cowboys, I think. Just.
Things for the Cowboys. Tank, your thoughts on this one?
Oh, I think it should be close, because I saw enough in the Panthers meeting last week, and they were unlucky not to get points from that, to say that they'll get something out of this. But for me, it's been a couple of weeks since the last home meeting, and it depends if Bewitch is going to turn up, because he's been turning up away from home, just not at home. So if he turns up, this could be quite close. If not, I can see Cowboys maybe winning. Basing it solely off Bewitch and maybe not turning up at home, I probably can see a Cowboys win, but I'd say probably just 4 points in it. Go 48-44 to the Cowboys, but Bewitch turns up, and yeah, that could be completely different.
Yeah. See, not sitting on the fence this time, are you?
That's 92
No.
points. Who's using a tactical?
Well,
Yeah, I didn't notice that.
Do you want to try again there, Tank?
no, we'll just go with it. It's what I do.
Yeah. It'd be good to see Lofty against Craig as well in that match too, because of course this be it'd be the last only time on the game that they'll be against each other, because they now race for the same team in Cycle Speedway. So that'll be good to see how they get on. So the final match taking place, and it's a big one for me and you, Hads, isn't it? It's the Wolves against the Dragons. Monday the 3rd of March 2025 at 9 p.m. A late starting one that is there. I guess it was what we decided, so I can't fault the skipper. I'll go to Tank first, if I can. Tank, your thoughts on Wolves against Dragons?
It'll be a tight one if all the other Wolves meets are to go by, because they've all finished 46-44. But if Ads comes to the party, then that might not be the case now. But I think it'll be a good tussle. I can see plenty on Dragons team, obviously performing well at Newcastle. Yeah, this might be the meeting of the week for me. And here comes the splinters again. Oh, I'm
On the
gonna.
fence. On the fence again.
No, I'm just gonna lean off it. I'm gonna go 46, 44, but I don't know which way.
Oh. Well, a lot of people in the predictions tab have actually given the Wolves to win it. So only our skipper and Skyrider have said that they're going to win it, that the Dragons are going to win it. Who knows? We'll see how the team lines up. Shads, your thoughts on Wolves and Dragons? How's this one going?
Well, at the start of the week, I was thinking the Dragons are going to win this one. But now I know that Hads has got his new Ethernet cable and he's back to his best. I can see the Wolves sneaking this one.
I don't know about best, but
But it's a very low bar, though, Hads.
yeah, not got much to beat, to be honest, so far.
Even scoring 3 or 4 points will make a difference. Yeah, I can see Wolves. I can see Wolves sneaking this and Oxford losing their first meeting of the season. Like everyone else said, it's going to be close. I think they're all going to be close this week. I don't think there's going to be much in it.
Yeah.
But you're looking forward to it, aren't you, Dan?
Well, it should be a good match actually. I mean, I've been told the team we're having for Monday.
Any spoilers this week?
Looking very competitive. Yeah, well, so what I can say, so looking at a good match on Sunday. Well, sorry, Monday. Sorry. I'm muted on the best part. I ain't giving away no spoilers, mate. I ain't giving away no spoilers. Oh well, I do hope that the Ads does do his little vice captain thing he did on the Wolves sliders page. I quite enjoyed those. But yeah, I still
is he vice captain?
I
thought Paris was.
No.
Well, I know that Ads does something like on the sliders page on the Wolves page.
Yeah, he just does the previews and that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, my apologies. I thought that Az was vice captain. My apologies. My apologies.
Just.
Oh, I'm losing it. I'm losing it. But yeah, it's gonna be a good match regardless. I haven't ridden Newcastle, so it's gonna be new to me. So, but yeah, hoping for a good match.
Good luck.
Hopefully, double my score. On that Monday. You know, I had to laugh that Skyrider gave his predictions last week. Bigged up the reserve, yeah, when the home rider has an average of 1.33, and that was me. So I scored 1 point the first match, doubled it to 2 last match. So if I double it again, I should get 4 points against you guys. So yeah. Dear me. Well, I think that about wraps it up, I think. Anything else to discuss, I don't think, is there?
No prediction, Dan?
No. Well. Well, being a dragon, I want us to win. I mean, Newcastle are going to be our older stops to try and stop us. I mean, a win's a win for the Dragons. That's all I can say, really. Yeah. Maybe
The
a couple of
squad's
points.
useful
Yeah.
down there.
Squall and I think Squall and Steph will be the difference makers, I think, in that match. Just got to hope that like Heppels got the same form as he did last week against the Spartans. So hopefully we can come away with another win and stay unbeaten in the league. But only time will tell. Anyways, with that being said, chaps, I think we can all wrap it up tonight. Looking ahead to next week, we have a review of week 6. We have the preview of Big Gosh in the SCS and BGP. And of course, week 7 is the all-important Knockout Cup, the next stage of the KO Cup. Right, to you, Tank, and thanks again for coming in. Is Tank there?
I'm here, yeah, sorry. You cut out.
That's right. Good night, Tank. Thanks
Good
for coming,
night.
mate.
Everyone's cutting out tonight.
I know. We'll get it sorted for next week. It's a good night to you, Shads.
Good night, all.
Good night to you, Hads.
Good night, all.
And it's a good night from me, Chester. And of course, we'll see you here all back next week. Here on Friday for all 4 back. Your broadcasting all your STS action here. So until then, take care, and we'll see you all next week. See you later.
Up the Panthers!
Up the Wolves. Go on,
Up
the
the
Wolves.
Dragons.
Come on, the
Cheers,
Sparks.
guys.
Later.